purpose of this prestigious historic preservation medal is to recognize and honor a person who has done extraordinary work over a long period of time in establishing a historic district, preserving a local landmark, restoring or preserving objects of historical cultural significance, or establishing and or participating in oral history projects, youth leadership and education, as it pertains to this historic preservation at the regional, state, and or national level. This award is administered by the National DAR Historic Chairman. Our recipient was born in 1924, the fifth of 10 children. Very soon, his life was impacted by the greatest economic depression our nation has ever known, lasting his entire childhood and forging his character and integrity. His incredible work ethic and giving spirit was born in that financial furnace. He graduated from high school in 1943 and spent time in the Army Air Corps, along with thousands of others in this greatest generation. He served in the World War II era. Moving to Texas afterwards, he used the GI Bill to attend Sam Houston and graduated in 1952. After living in several towns in Texas, this new family returned to Paris to purchase a family business. He has been married for over 60 years and has 4 children, 11 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren. His greatest loves are God, family, and the USA. Sounds like a country western song. In 1991, there was a danger that Paris would not have the 4th of July parade. This man helped to revive the tradition and, quite frankly, raised the bar for parade participants substantially by entering the first float in the parade that year, a 17-foot square replica of the Marine Monument at, the Iwo Jima Memorial. He continued to build several floats throughout the years, earning grand prizes, ensuring that the parade continues today as a successful county-wide event, eventually serving as the Grand Marshal of the parade. He also personally initiated the American flag displays around the Paris Plaza on legal holidays out of his own pocket. Today, flags are placed out all over Paris several times a year as a result of his early effort and patriotic vision. He worked with a group of others to mandate that the historic Lamar County Courthouse be renovated, preserved, and protected instead of being abandoned as originally planned. This group also insisted that the beautiful old post office be preserved. We now, in Paris, have a local and national treasure through his personal effort and support with this group. Additionally, he was vital in his role to create a Paris downtown historic district. In 2002, he began working with the group of Lamar Countyans on this historical Lamar County Museum. With no backing or funding from the city or county, they were totally dependent on private funding. Not long afterwards, our precious Dr. Hayden purchased a 100-year-old warehouse and donated it to the Lamar County Historical Society Museum, the future museum, near the Union Station Depot on the west side of town. Through countless hours of volunteer carpentry, our recipient and a handful of others physically built the entire inside of the museum, creating a special place that now serves as a tourist destination, an educational center, and a repository for priceless local and national artifacts and documents. After years of intensive work, this museum opened in 2006. And today, almost weekly, there are tours, especially for children in school who come through, and this man gets to speak from personal experience to these precious children and let them know what life was really back in the old days. The museum is filled with fascinating artifacts, but two of them stand out and have a direct lineage to the family of this year's recipient. The largest and most important exhibit in the museum is the Beard House. It is the oldest log house in Lamar County and belonged to the Beard family, the children of Rebecca Stone Beard, a true daughter of the American Revolution and an ancestor of the family. Part of the museum wall was removed and the house was brought inside. Because of his long experience with woodworking, this year's recipient was crucial in restoring this house. He worked for several months aligning the house, building doors, redoing windows. It is probably the only house in a museum anywhere that remained intact without being disassembled and then reassembled. A second triumph at the museum is the creation of the Buckner Rooms. These rooms contain artifacts from Buckner's children's home in Dallas, Texas, that had no home and were destined to be lost or destroyed. This orphanage had its genesis in Paris when the late Dr. Robert Cook Buckner passed a hat at a deacons meeting in the 1870s at First Baptist Church, and he collected 24 silver dollars. One of those deacons was Robert Ratliff, a great-grandfather of this man's family. A state historical marker stands today at First Baptist Church. Buckner Benevolences is the largest non-governmental child care institution in the world. Buckner alumni come to Paris to the Buckner Rooms for their annual meetings. He was also instrumental in the building of many display shadow boxes in the military room and helping to create the African American room. He and other members received the Paris Historical Preservation Commission Visionary 2006 Award. He has been very active in soliciting donations for the Veterans Memorial in Lamar County and contributing his own funds in the establishment and creation of this special memorial park. Today, a line of 7 pavers are present representing different members of this family in memory and honor of their military service to our country. This man is truly a red-blooded American. This is just the tip of the iceberg of his service, and he is still working. One of his favorite sayings is, anything worth doing is worth doing right. And do it right the first time. I heard that one. And if you want something done right, do it yourself. Do you notice the theme? It's all about doing. And that is certainly what he is, a doer. He is famous, in fact, for his work ethic and generosity. So much so that it has caused a family concern that his giving spirit is being taken advantage of by others. When confronted with this possibility, his response was, well, what of it? If I get a joy from helping others, then let me do it. I'm the one that receives the blessing. When anybody, anywhere, needs something done, or a tool to borrow, or to ask money, he is the go-to guy. Because of these and his numerous other historic accomplishments, it is with great pleasure that we, the Joseph Ligon chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, nominate my daddy, Norman R. Davis, historic preservationist and patriot, for the DAR Historic Preservation Medal.